Hello and welcome to today's Web News, where we take a look at some of the stories making the online headlines. Coming up on today's show, Ukrainians around the world show support for protesters back home. A French clothing brand accused of racism, and an American duo in a very impressive music video. The violence continues in Kiev. Clashes between protesters and riot police fighting for control of Independence Square have escalated over the past few days, leaving dozens dead and hundreds of others injured. Ukrainians around the world have been taking action to show opposition demonstrators their support and call on the government to end the bloody crackdown. As we can see from these pieces of amateur video footage, the Ukrainian diaspora staged rallies across the globe on Wednesday. In London, Toronto and Chicago, for example, drawing hundreds of demonstrators, demanding an immediate end to the violence, chanting and singing in memory of the countless victims of the Kiev clashes. These Ukrainians living in New York City also used song to protest against the Viktor Yanukovych government, calling on the international community to impose sanctions. The rally was held in front of the Federal Reserve Building, as some say the US central banking system helps and financially ables the Ukrainian regime. So strong support for the Ukrainian protest movement on the streets, but also on the web, where netizens have been showing solidarity for those caught up in the violence in and around Independence Square, posting under the hashtag #SupportUkraine. A zebra print tunic, complete with tassels, an afro wig and bone. French clothing brand Kiabi launched this Zulu warrior costume on its website a few days ago. The models' faces have been blacked up, and the words used in the accompanying caption have also caused offence and can be interpreted as likening Zulu culture to prehistoric times. The costumes are facing a fierce backlash online, where outraged web users have taken to social networks, accusing the company of racism and slamming what they describe as shocking advertising, saying it dehumanises the Black and African community. The level of controversy has prompted the clothing brand to post a message to its Facebook page apologising for any offence caused by the costume, saying they made a mistake. But for some, an apology is not enough, and they're calling for a boycott of the brand. And although the costumes are no longer available on the Kiabi website, there are still some for sale on other online outlets, using the same pictures to promote these so-called crazy and wacky costumes. Turkish web users have been posting under the Unfollow Abdullah Gül hashtag, urging their fellow citizens to do just that and stop following the head of state on Twitter. The online campaign was launched after the president promulgated a law on Tuesday which will see tighter government controls over the internet. And the campaign's proving pretty successful so far, because Abdullah Gül has already lost some 100,000 of his 4,300,000 followers. If the population of the Earth was reduced to 100 people, 61 of them would live in Asia, 12 in Europe, and just 1 in Oceania. This infographic was put together by New York-based graphic designer Alison Luca for the website Miniature Earth. He used demographic data to produce a poster which also shows us that there are equal numbers of men and women in the world, that 1 in every 100 adults is living with HIV, and 21% of the planet's population live on less than $1.25 per day. A collection of close-ups of figure skaters at the Sochi Olympics, showing their facial expressions mid-spin, leap and twirl. The series, called Faces of Olympic Figure Skating and available on sadanduseless.com, offers a hilarious take on one of the most graceful and romantic winter sports. although it doesn't really do the athletes any favours. This video was produced by American duo Pomplamoose and shot in one take. We see them perform a mashup of Pharrell Williams' 3 latest hits, Happy, Get Lucky and Lose Yourself to Dance. A real achievement, technically and visually speaking, for which they needed a foam set, a projector and most importantly, a great deal of ingenuity.
She's up